and like Chinks, how to get rich. But yes, you've heard our guest talking already. He's been here for a little while. We've been talking with him, chopping it up on the first topic. So I'd like to welcome to the new Guardz studio, the man like Novar.
Yes, brother.
What you saying, Novar?
Man,
Good,
I'm alright.
Yeah,
I'm good.
man.
I'm good enough. You know what I
Good
mean?
enough. You're good enough. You're
You
good
know
enough.
what? To be real, since we're talking about all this thing, I had a hard day today.
Really?
Let's just say
Yeah,
that.
okay. Why did
Nah,
you?
I can't even. I'm not. It's mad. I'm not even gonna go into how I had a hard day because it involves people and all of that. But just
How
to say
you
that,
feeling about
yeah,
it?
I had a difficult day. Like I had one of them. I made, because my project was made in a low moment and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And today I went in a low moment again, and I recorded music for the first time in months.
Wow.
Because I always do that when I'm in that place. I record
Yeah.
music when I'm low, so like. That brought me back up a bit, and
you
then
were
I
saying
come
earlier
here
about
and then
therapy.
talking about stuff here is good, and that's helpful,
Good. No, I like that. So we can help. We can be therapeutic. for you
Yeah,
today.
yeah, exactly.
All right. So first of all, I always want to ask you this actually. So like, why the name Nova? We are going to talk about your project. But I want to know why the name Nova. What started that? Like, I know it was a name that you come up with when you were young.
Yeah, just mad young. It just started as Nova and became Supernova, but now it's back to Nova again. It was not really. I was like 14. It was more like a tag thing, when man had to have a tag and tag on the tables at school. Not even that serious. And then I hit the roads and little graffiti and that, and it kind of it built a meaning over time. And that Skinny man kind of said, we done an interview once, and someone asked me why's your name Supernova, and Skinny just wanted an answer for me. And it's like, right, because look, when you see him chilling, like he's kind of quiet and that, but when he gets on the stage, like. He blows the thing up. It's like I went with that meaning.
Why not?
Well, nah, she just ended up my name, man. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough. And like, you've been in this game, you've been doing this thing for a long time. When did you first pick up the mic and start writing and start spitting? I know you've been in Mud Fam, for those who of the younger persuasion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't know about Mud Fam, you should. Like, do you know what I mean? Because if you know about Mud Fam, they were doing their thing from Hurley. Do you know what I mean? So, how long you been doing this thing?
So I was in Mud Fam from I left school like around 16.
Yeah.
And like them man were like Skinny's like 9 years older than me. So I was the young and coming up in the Mud Fam thing, but I was rapping a bit before then, So I went to Ackland Burley School, like a Camden school, right?
I know about that.
So you're from the end, so you know certain things. I'm saying
come on.
like, so I went to school with me and Big Ben and a Carla.
Big up Big Ben, big up a Carla.
And a couple other man. A guy called DJ Brassfoot, he DJs now, he used to rap. So we all, rapping wasn't really cool back then. This is something I've been talking about, like I talked about with Young Spray on my radio show recently, and I've been talking about in a few interviews. It wasn't really cool to be a rapper. The UK garage thing was more what was the hood man them was into, and like it was a bit like different. We were a bit like outsiders to do the rap thing. You can listen to rap, but so we were just, there was a few little circle of us who actually rapped, and we had two groups in the school. One of them flipped the script. We decided to start, which is still FLIP. We are now, you know what I'm saying? And then there was another group called Diamond Tip Spears, which was a Carla and Brassfoot and Big Ben. So Big Ben was in both, and we used to.
So Big Ben's been involved with it from early.
So me and Ben started it together, and then them lot started it, and then me and Carla started to battle each other because it was like he was in that crew, I'm in this crew, and then our crew started to battle. Right. And to me, like that's the significant beginning of. We'd all just started writing lyrics recently, and then we got into this hip hop thing, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna clash each other, and then
that's mad. That is mad. That's some. See, you witnessed some real like UK hip hop. You know what I mean? Like history lesson right there. Do you know what I'm saying?
Bro, I wish we recorded it. You know what I'm saying? Like we did it in front of the whole school. Like like we arranged it and had all the man there.
And there's no like.
There's no recording.
No records of this. Like there's no footage. That's a shame, bro. All right, so like, tell me about your influences, because I know that your influences now might be different from, obviously will be different from the influences when you came up, or are some of those influences still significant, or are they still important, or are they still even like part of your psyche now, or do you have a totally different like set of influences now to when you first started doing this thing?
I think it all kind of gels together. So you got the influences I had before, and they've kind of merged in with the new one. So I'm influenced by a lot of more melodic music with this project. I think Kanye West's a big influence on this project. But my publicist asked me to write 2 names for the magazines and all of that that say, file this album next to this and this.
Right.
So I was like, I got annoyed definitely having to answer the question, but cause you got to like, say it sounds like. So I was like, cool, this is like, it's between Kanye West 808s and Heartbreak and Skinny Man Council A State of Mind. So it's like the Mud Family thing is like my main influence because I come up around them, man, from young, and that's what influenced me to on the British rap side. Before that, Tupac is the thing, and I feel like I rap. There's more Tupac in my rapping now than it was then, because man was just trying to fit too many words in and all that back then, and now man's comfortable and slow. You hear them certain ways, man will stretch a word, and there's that little Pac influence in there. You know?
Okay, I get that, I hear that. All right, so the album.
Yeah.
The album. Tell us about the project. So
basically, like...
Damaged, yeah?
Damaged is the name of it. I made it 3 years ago.
Raw.
And, it sounds current.
So you completed it 3 years ago?
No. I completed the bulk of the writing and songwriting. Yeah. Those nine songs and a few more, so like 12 songs I wrote in 4 weeks, 5 weeks, and recorded versions of in that time. I'd say 99% of the vocals stayed those vocals, because some of them I tried to re-vocal, like, I'll do that one again. Yeah. Can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I was in a low place. It's one of them ones I don't think I could ever really talk about properly. Right. Not on a thing like men don't talk about their problems like what we're talking about, but on a thing like it involves other people and their privacy, right? Yeah. So what I did with this album was just I wasn't able to go into certain details, but I was able to just express how I feel. Okay. And at the core of it, I was going through a breakup. So it's in essence, it's a breakup album, relationship album, right? Yeah.
But it's more far-reaching than that.
It's more far-reaching when you get into the details, because on the surface is that all the songs are about relationships in some way or some part of that journey, and then like within that you've got themes of PTSD that young people go through in the hood. You got like alcoholism, you know what I'm saying? You got things women go through, things men go through. You got depression, therapy. Like these themes are in there. You know what I'm saying? Family breakdown, parenthood. You know what I'm saying? Like them themes are in there, and it's like, I made it in that time. Just when I never thought I'd probably put it out. I just felt it, and I just turned my mic on. I realized when I'm in a certain low place that's my immediate reaction. And I realized now, I used to sit down to write a song, I need to write that song, I'll write that song tonight. I never do that anymore. Like, I literally only write when my mind forces me to. And that happened today for the first time. Like I said, that happened today for the first time in ages.
Right. That's a good way to do it as well, because obviously then you get the kind of raw feeling from inside whatever is inside that. It's that therapeutic kind of way of writing, like you were talking about earlier. Does it feel weird? I mean, I don't know. How do you feel? Because this is kind of a situational. It's taking you back to a specific place, which is a little bit uncomfortable. Yeah. Is it? Do you find it uncomfortable, or do you find it weird to kind of perform the tracks? Yeah. Compared to like other tracks that you've made over the rest. Yeah,
I'm really glad you asked that, because I've never really touched on that much. But it's hard to perform. I haven't performed it. Like I put out a song My Addiction from it, right? And I put that out a couple years early, way before the album. I was like, I'm saying I bust early on that one, and I performed it. I performed it at an event around the time, and it wasn't comfortable. I didn't feel good performing it, and it was a great event, and the mic sounded great, and everyone loved it. Do you know what I'm saying? But I kind of stopped performing around that time. Like, this is gonna be difficult to sit in a room full of people and perform this music, because it's melodic as well. So I'm performing in a new style, and I think something in the back of my mind, it's not like I'm even like sure of why it's uncomfortable. It's like I'm sharing some things with a room full of people, and it's awkward. Like, so that's why I did a listening party instead of a launch party where I performed it. And even that was very nerve-wracking. Like, I'm gonna sit in this room. 70 people turned up to sit in a room and just play the album from start to finish, and I'm just gonna sit at the back and like look at them, like,
and share this intimate.
And like we just pressed play, and we pressed play, and it went all the way through. I didn't know what was gonna happen, and then like they started clapping in between songs, and there was just a great energy in the room. By the time it got towards the end, where there's a couple tunes which have got like a more upbeat kind of swing, I was feeling myself and started dancing in the corner, and then I went up and sat down and done a Q&A, and I was really that was a very cool process for me that I think is gonna make it easier. Because at some point I'm gonna do a headline show for it, but I think I'm gonna do it next year. I want to put something great on, you know. So I'm gonna practice and rehearse and get myself in a space where I can do that.
No, I hear that. But in terms of like you yourself, I mean, at the moment I know. So yeah, we touched on the album now. Is there anything else you want to plug about the album before I move on to you more?
Yeah. just go get it, man. Like it's online.
Yeah,
Spotify,
tell them where to pick it up. Plug that.
Yeah, Spotify, Apple Music, all them things. I'm gonna do physicals at some point. I kind of purposely made it short enough to fit on one vinyl, so I'm gonna try and do that at some point too. But yeah, it's just out there, man.
Yeah, go and get
Novar.
that.
Search Novar Damaged. You know?
Boom. So in terms of yourself, because I know that you've kind of branched out in terms of just not being a musician and making your music, you do other things now. So when you're not in the studio or when you're not writing or recording, what are the other things that you get up to? What are your other passions and what are your other kind of things that you're doing with your time?
It's mad, like, so when people ask me that, I'm glad you didn't make it specific, but I guess, you know, you're talking about the radio, the media stuff. I do a lot of, you know, I become kind of a voice in the media world to a certain degree in social media, and so I do a radio show. I do a lot of journalism where I've interviewed some big artists from J Hus, Little Yachty, Little Peep, R.I.P. Like I've been focused on that for the last few years, and I got quite involved in politics, and I was involved in setting up a movement called Rise Up, which was a youth engagement voting
Tell us about that, because that was a big deal.
Yeah, like that's a mad one. Like photographer J. Cole, a filmmaker, he took the photo on the front cover of Council of State of Mind, and he just saw me getting active on this, talking online about Jeremy Corbyn at an early time, and he was kind of like, you know, he just hollered me like, we got to do something, like when the time comes, when because he'd become the Labour leader by this point, so that when the time comes we got to do something. And I was like, all right, cool. He's like, maybe we'll just make a song, we'll make a video, do you think Skinny would be on it? And then I gave him Skinny's number. He called Skinny, and then I hadn't even thought of this yet, but then Skinny gave him Tommy Corbyn's number, Jeremy's son, and it all kind of linked up, and we managed to just link this thing, and then the Snap election came out of nowhere, and I was just like, first thing I was in Josh's inbox, like, yo, what's up? We got to go, like, we got to press go, and he's like, yeah, I'm ready. So we started having meetings, and we just got active, man. We got active and just started putting in work, and we got crazy people involved with the campaign, like Professor Green got involved, who's a person I don't have a good history with, you know what I'm saying? But I was happy that we got involved in something there together, and that. And then, you know, like people like, I can't remember all this, like UB40, they did like a plug for us, like crazy other like artists on the other side of it, Doc Brown, I couldn't even, Rudimentals, I couldn't list the whole thing, it was crazy. And then on the day, like the last day of voting registration, like me and Tommy Corbyn was just literally in the street with the flyers going to people like, have you registered to vote? And like, they don't know who he is or nothing as well. We're just there like, yo, did you register to vote? And they're like, we're getting them to do it on our phones, you know what I'm saying? So we just put in work, and like, you know, we made an impact. And then on the night of the elections, I kind of spent it with them in the Momentum office, which was mad. Tommy called me last minute, and it's mad. Like, I'll kind of always remember that, spending that time with them. But I kind of went off on a tangent there because I ended up talking about those things that I know I'm doing. But really, day to day, I'm running the label with my albums out on. It's called Underworld Connect, but it's a company Kingpin set up.
Tell us more about that.
It's a flyer distribution company and events company, right? People would have seen Kingpin outside the venue putting in work for years, like with this flyer pack with the black and white stripes on it, and like he became kind of like the go-to guy in that world for like promoting events. So day to day, like now, I come on board of that company, so we run it together. Day to day, I'm like doing office work. We're kind of going through a transition. I don't want to talk too much, but you know what I'm saying, we got some plans to get more involved in our own events. Okay. So basically, but dope. But we do work for Academy Music Group, all like the Forum, Brixton Academy, all these kind of venues. Like we run their flyer campaigns, their posters. You know what I'm saying?
Dope.
We're doing a lot of stuff.
That's big. So, yeah, listen, Nova is always a pleasure. Yeah, we jumped on your show last year, so
of course.
It was a nice one to kind of, you know what I mean, return the favour, you know what I mean? But doing big things right now. But tell them again, where can they pick up that damaged.
Yeah, it's online, man. Search it. You know, I do actually have a link that people can just go to. I think it's lnk.to/damage. See,
now.
that's
Don't worry, if you listen on the podcast, just rewind it, innit? Like, if you listened live, then it's too late to get the pen out.
Yeah,
but Nova, big up every single time. Make some noise for Nova in the house.
I already lost it all. I've been hanging in the balance, and for sure it's been a challenge, but I will